Welcome back to Better Than Before. This is Tony Richards. We're going to do a business and leadership lesson around your willpower today. And so the standard for a healthy mind is the automatic acceptance of responsibility for one's own actions and choices and the results that come from them. It's a great revelation when we figure out that our current status is the result of the decisions and choices that we have made up until now. And if we want something different as a result, we're going to have to do something different in the formula. The word commitment immediately conjures up in the mind a fear of loss, subservience, or pain. For reasons in the human psyche, the benefit of commitment has to loom large or be of such minimum consequence that there is little to no penalty. I heard something last week that was pretty good. I jotted it down in my journal. This guy was talking about how decisions are made in the mind, but commitment is made in the heart. And commitment is always stronger because it's emotional, where decisions are not as difficult because they're logical. And if you get those mixed up, if you start making decisions with your heart and commitments with your head, you're going to have a mess. But if you have decisions in your head and commitment in your heart, it's going to work out better. The lives of a lot of people are wasted by avoiding, exaggerating, or fearfully and timidly moving in and out of commitments to the point that the very thought of a commitment for life raises such strong protection barriers that the decision to make a commitment is lost in the oblivion of vagueness, uncertainty, and distrust. At the end of our life here on this planet, we're going to be able to look back at opportunities lost or gained according to our own willingness to make commitments. The fact that you have come this far in your particular journey indicates your desire for a life commitment toward a predetermined destiny of your own creation. And now is the time for the greatest transaction of your life, to do a mighty purpose, to have a collision of magnitude. You may defer it or you may put it off. That's going to make your heart sick. You've come this far, and to move any further is going to require a deliberate, dynamic, until now, till death commitment. The dream that you develop into a vision must now pass through the commitment threshold. Tenacity and perception in partnership with discipline and effort will be essential to produce the end results. I've got 8 principles that I want to share with you concerning willpower. Number 1, you have to understand the cost-benefit ratio. In other words, what's it going to cost you versus what is the benefit that you're going to get from whatever decision or commitment that you make. A strong will always develops character, and a weak will is the enemy to character. A strong will creates self-esteem, but a weak will always makes shame. A strong will builds relationships, but a weak will destroys trust. A strong will helps, and a weak will hurts. Number 2, you got to get rid of the mystique. A strong will is natural, not supernatural, and can be easily understood. If you make a commitment to yourself, then you must develop the integrity to keep it. And what makes a lot of people have low self-esteem is they've broken promises and commitments that they've made to themselves. And you don't trust anybody more than you trust yourself. And when you let yourself down, it tears down your self-esteem. Number 3, clarify your values. What are the most important things in life to you? What do you value the most? Make a list of 5 to 7 things that are really important to you and put a value measurement on them on a scale of 1 to 10. That way you'll always know what's the most important things to you. Where do my boundaries lie? Number 4, open up your mind to a new thought. One of the more difficult things about teaching anybody anything new is that they discount it. They will put a lesser value on it than what it is because they don't trust where the information is coming from, or they're so cynical about what could be possible for them. They think, instead of me believing this and getting hurt, I'll just go ahead and discount it on the front end. That way I don't have to worry about getting hurt so severely. Well, not only does that hurt you short term, it hurts you long term because you have very little to believe in. Number 5, make the commencement forward fairly easy. Take the time out to be alone and dream and write a short biography of what you would like your life to be. Then write down the names of all your friends, and alongside their names, write how you would like them to describe you 5 years from now or 10 years from now. What do you want your best friends to say about you in the future? Number 6, develop the plan. You have to have clarity of thought and an uncluttered lifestyle to know what track you want to run on. A lot of times, in order to have something new come into your life, you have to get rid of something old. Might be time to clean out some old stuff to make room for some new stuff. Number 7, lay out your short-term timeline. For about 6 weeks, and only 6 weeks, commit yourself to something. See if you can do it for 6 weeks in a row. That would be a strong way to take the first step toward building your willpower and your self-esteem. And number 8, be an owner. It's yours, after all. It's your plan. It's your commitment, and own it. Owners are stronger than renters. Renters don't take care of the thing they're renting as well as owners take care of the things they own. So you've got to own it. Start taking ownership by documenting your experience every single day. Write down your feelings and your thoughts as you're going through the process. And if you do this 3 or 4 times, you're going to start seeing patterns develop. And when you recognize the patterns, you can deal with them instead of the patterns owning you. You can own the patterns. Put your strong points down, your weak points, where you excelled, where you failed, where you're tested, where you passed, where you came up short. Identify the patterns. They are very likely to repeat themselves many times in the future. Within each person, in the subject of growing yourself, there's a fascinating struggle between the will to do and the confusion in finding a clear straight line from where you are to where you want to go. That's because there is no straight line. There's going to be twists and turns, and you've got to develop your own navigation system for those twists and turns. A strong will doesn't mean negatively stubborn, and neither does being tough-minded. Resistance is here to test you and push you backward from your objectives. Developing a strong will is one of your most effective tools to fight resistance and keep you moving forward.
Thank you for listening to Better Than Before with Tony Richards, a business leaders podcast powered by Clear Vision Development Group. For more resources from Tony, visit clearvisiondevelopment.com. Join us next time for another episode of Better Than Before with Tony Richards.